Hey guys, this short video is mostly for Jordan and Ethan in regards of Julian's concern about the bar being warped. You know, I think he's actually just misunderstood how this design works. I think what he was concerned with is this. Let's see if I can capture that. So that looks like it's badly warped. I have to admit that, of course. But this is not functional. None of these surfaces, this surface here or this surface on the front, are actually functional in terms of fitment. And this warp here, this whatever you call it, is a result of how well I cut these end plates. They were cut by hand, how equal they are, and also how well I ground down this edge here. I weld it and then I grind it down. Again, this is not even touching the RACP. On this side, well actually, again, here it's pretty even. It's a little bit high over there. On this side, on this particular unit bar, this side is much higher, as you can see. And this is what's resting against the table, a flat table, while this is pretty much flush there. And obviously it will tilt and look like it's warped because of this. What's more important is, if I just put it over here back in my jig, is how this flat surface sits on the top of the RACP, and this surface over here fits against the vertical, well, almost vertical. There's actually a what do you call it, a draft angle here, because the RACP is a pressed sheet metal design. Oh, anyway, so this sits tightly against here, and it sits tightly against the surface. And now remember, the threaded receiver is right underneath here. So there's actually quite a small surface here where it's supported, the bar is supported against the RACP, which is pretty much solid. Over here, it's very thin sheet metal. So any imperfections, which this actually does have, when I check it closer, we can see that there's a very small tilting, tipping effect there. And that's because, again, in this particular case, these first units are very much handmade, because when I welded these two square bars together, I got them even over here, but as you can maybe see here, the short one is slightly higher, looking at it from beneath, than the long one. Again, has no practical importance whatsoever, because this surface would be resting against the 0.7 millimeter sheet metal and just be indented slightly. So it sits perfectly well. And just to show you that I'm not prepping, well, my jig is not wrong or warped. Here's a piece of what would be the equivalent of a 2x4 in American, and there's a slight tilting again due to the surface under here, which I could grind it down obviously, but it really doesn't matter, because again, this surface over here on the RACP is just a very thin piece of sheet metal, and when this is clamped down, it will just deform. So I think he took you for a ride, guys. He re-welded the bar, and he charged you a lot of money for it, not knowing how this thing works. Again, as you can, well, actually, let me do that again. Take this piece of wood off again. In the jig, I've simulated how the RACP sort of slants downwards here, and that's how I put these guys together. So you see, it's not even resting against the RACP over there. That's the whole idea. The only thing really resting against the car is this surface over here, and the surface here over against the chassis leg. And that's what's important to get that right. Okay, I hope that helped, guys. Just give me a shout if there's something you wonder about. Bye-bye.